Look, I need to tell you something you might already know but keep ignoring. Everything that is happening right now, this moment, this feeling that brought you here, is not by chance. You know this. Deep down, you feel that something big is about to happen. And I'm not here to sugarcoat anything or embellish the truth. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. You are important more than you imagine. What you have gone through, every choice, every fall, every moment you felt alone, all of that has a reason. And now it's time for you to understand why. There is someone waiting for you. It's not about coincidence or a destiny that only exists in stories. It's real. This person needs you. And what you're going to do in the coming days will make the difference they are awaiting, even if you can't see it clearly yet. Stop for a moment. Do you feel that weight on your chest? That is not insecurity. It is your intuition, your soul calling you to something bigger. You have something to do, something only you can do. And there's no use in trying to run away or pretending it's not about you. This is for you, it's in your hands. I know it can be scary to think about it. It's easy to convince yourself that maybe it's an exaggeration, that perhaps you are not the right person for this, but I tell you now with all certainty you are. It doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter what they've told you or what you believe your limitations are. None of that matters now. What matters is what you are going to do from now on. So, let me be even clearer. It's time for you to stop doubting yourself. It's time to act. Someone needs what you have, who you are, and you need to be ready, because this is going to happen. It's not a possibility, it's a certainty. Now tell me, are you ready to accept this, or will you keep hiding from something that's already calling you? I know that facing something like this can seem heavy. Maybe you're thinking it's a lot of responsibility, or that if you do nothing, the world will keep spinning just the same. But let me tell you something. The world might keep spinning, but your life and the life of this person will not be the same. This moment you are living is like a turning point. You feel it, don't you? A change is in the air, but it only happens if you allow it. If you decide. And I'm not talking about grand gestures or completely changing who you are. On the contrary, the transformation that is about to happen doesn't require you to be someone different. It asks you to be exactly who you are, with all your flaws, all your doubts, and also with all the strength you insist on ignoring that you have. Because yes, you have a strength within you that is capable of transforming more than you imagine. And you know what's most important? This change, this connection that is about to happen, is not about you being perfect. It's not about waiting for the ideal moment or perfect conditions. It's about being human. It's about opening yourself up to what the universe is placing in your path now. Because if you stop to think about it, there is no other moment. The past is gone and the future is just an idea. The only moment that matters is now, and it is in this now that everything is aligning for you. The person who is waiting for you might not even know that they need you, and that can be scary because the impact you are going to make will not be immediate or obvious. It could be a look, a smile, a word that to you seems small, but to them, it will be everything. Have you ever stopped to think about the power that this holds? How much you can change someone's trajectory just by being there, just by being you. And let me tell you more. Do not think that you need to have all the answers. Do not think that you need to be completely prepared or that you cannot fail. This expectation of perfection is an illusion. The truth is that what transforms people's lives are not flawless plans, but genuine moments. Those moments when you simply act according to what you feel, according to what you believe, without fear of being vulnerable, without fear of being real. Maybe you are wondering why this is happening now, why you were chosen to be at the center of this change, and the answer is simpler than it seems. Because you are the right person, not because you are the strongest, the smartest, or the most prepared, but because you are unique. No one else has your story, your learnings, your marks. And that is exactly what makes you indispensable. Look, I won't lie to you, this path ahead of you may be challenging, it may demand more from you than you think you have to give. But it is also a path full of purpose, full of meaning. It is the kind of opportunity that transforms not only the lives of those who cross your path, but also your own life. Because by helping someone, by being that presence that makes a difference, you will also realize how much it will change you. It will strengthen you. It will show you that you are much more than you imagine. And here is the crucial point. You need to decide. No one can do this for you. You need to look within yourself and ask if you are willing to embrace what is to come, with all that it means. It is not about waiting for things to happen. It is about choosing to be a part of it actively, choosing to be that force that creates impact, that transforms. Now, listen carefully. I know there are doubts. I know that deep down you might feel fear. And that's okay. Fear is a natural reaction when we are faced with something that truly matters, but you cannot let it paralyze you. You cannot let it be bigger than the truth you feel inside, because deep down you know this is the right thing, that this is what you need to do. And I want you to ask yourself now, what is holding you back? What is preventing you from acting, from taking the next step? Is it the fear of failing? Is it the doubt about whether you are enough? Because if that's the case, let me tell you something. You are already enough. You already have everything you need to be that change. It's not about being perfect, it's about being truthful, about being human. There is an energy that only you can bring to the world, a connection that only you can create. And it doesn't matter what happened in the past. It doesn't matter the mistakes you've made or the times you thought you weren't capable. All of this is part of your story, but it does not define who you are now. What defines you is what you choose to do from now on. Think about it. You are at a point in your life where everything can change. And it's not a change that comes from outside, from something external. It's a change that starts within you, the moment you decide to open your eyes and see what is in front of you. This opportunity, this connection, this calling. Do not ignore it. Do not underestimate what you can do. And if you still have doubts, if you still think you might not be capable, let me tell you something you might need to hear. The universe doesn't make mistakes, and it would not put this in your path if you weren't ready. If this is happening now, it's because you already have everything you need to make a difference. It's because you are already enough. So I ask you again, are you ready? Not for something perfect, but for something real. To look at yourself and what you can offer the world and say, yes, I will make a difference. That is your choice, and only you can make it. Do you know what really makes a difference? It's not what you have, it's not what you've already achieved or what you think is still left to achieve. It's what you decide to do with what is in front of you. It's about taking action. It doesn't matter if the action seems small, insignificant. The impact it can generate goes far beyond what you can imagine right now, and that is what makes everything so powerful. What is happening at this moment is bigger than any plan you may have made. There is something in motion that has placed you here, exactly where you need to be hearing these words, not by chance, but as part of something much greater, something you might not fully understand now, but that will make complete sense when you take the first step. I know that maybe you are waiting for a sign, something that clearly tells you what to do, that gives you certainty. But let me tell you something, the sign is already there, it always has been. That feeling inside you, that discomfort that won't let you be at peace, that voice that keeps reminding you that you are more, that you can do more. That's it. That is the sign, and there's no point in waiting any longer. Waiting. There's no point in looking for something outside of you when everything you need is already there inside you. You didn't get here by chance. There is a reason why you are hearing this now. There is a reason why these words seem to speak directly to you. It's not a coincidence, it's a calling. And a calling cannot be ignored, not without consequences. Because by ignoring it, you're not only failing to transform someone else's life, you are also failing to transform your own life. Look, I know that sometimes it's easier to run away, to hide behind the excuses we tell ourselves. It's not the right time. I'm not ready. What if I fail? But the truth is, there is no right time. There is no perfect state of readiness. And failing is part of the process. The difference lies in how you choose to face it, in how you decide to move forward, even with fear, even with doubts. And do you know why this is so important? Because someone needs you right now. Someone whose life can change completely with a gesture from you, with a decision of yours. It may be someone close, someone you know, or it could be someone you haven't even met yet. But this person is waiting for something only you can offer. And it's not something material. It's not something you need to look for outside yourself. It's your presence, your gaze, your ability to be human, to connect, to share what you carry inside you. Have you ever stopped to think about how powerful that is? How much you can impact someone's life just by being there, by allowing yourself to be who you are. This is not about changing the entire world at once. It's about changing one person's world. And that in itself is gigantic. Now let me be even more direct with you. What are you going to do with this? Will you continue waiting for a certainty that will never come? Will you keep hiding behind fear, doubts, excuses? Or will you choose to act? Because in the end, it all boils down to this: a choice. And only you can make it. I know it can be frightening. I know it can seem like a burden too heavy to carry, but let me tell you something you need to hear. You are not alone. Even if it seems that no one understands what you are feeling, even if you think there is no one by your side, there is a greater force that is with you. Something that brought you here and will continue to guide you if you allow it. But this only happens when you say yes, when you choose to open your eyes to what is in front of you and accept the call. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be easy. It just needs to be true, because truth has a power that no difficulty can erase. So I want you to stop now and ask yourself, what is holding you back? What is preventing you from taking the next step? Be honest with yourself. Acknowledge your fears, your doubts, but don't let them be bigger than you. Because you are greater. You are stronger than you think. And everything you have experienced up to now has prepared you for this moment. You need nothing more than what you already have inside you. You don't need guarantees. You don't need permission. You just need to decide. Decide that you will act, that you will be part of this change, that you will be the point of transformation in someone's life. And in doing so, you will also transform your own life. Because that's how it works. When you choose to be a force for change, when you choose to connect with what is most genuine within you, the impact of this reverberates in all areas of your life. You start to see things differently. You start to recognize how capable you are, how much you can offer, how much you can achieve. But none of this happens if you don't take the first step, if you don't decide that it's time to act. And yes, it is the time. Now. Not tomorrow. Not when circumstances are perfect, because they never will be. It's here and now. It's your chance to do something that really matters. I know these words may seem intense, and they are, because what's at stake is intense. It's not something small. It's your life, your story, the impact you can have. Don't underestimate this. Don't ignore what you are feeling right now, because if you've come this far, it's because this is for you. Now is the time. Not later, not some other time. The moment is now, because everything that brought you here was not in vain. That restlessness that pulses in your chest, that feeling that something needs to change, is real. You know it. You feel it. Do not ignore it. Do not let it pass. The universe is calling you, giving you a unique opportunity to be the difference, to be the turning point in your life and in someone else's life. Someone who you can't even imagine how much they need you. You have something that no one else has, something that only you can offer. And even if it seems small to you, the impact can be immeasurable for the other person. It's not about perfection nor being completely ready. It's about courage. The courage to take the first step. The courage to accept that you are more than you imagine, that life has brought you here for a reason. And now I want you to do something. If these words moved you, if they made you reflect, I want you to take action. Subscribe to this channel to continue receiving messages that challenge you, that motivate you, that remind you of everything you are capable of. Leave your like, because this is important so that this message reaches more people who, just like you, need to hear this now. And more than that, comment. Say what you are feeling, what these words have awakened in you. Your voice matters. Your comment could be the next call that someone needs. The decision is in your hands. Do not ignore what the universe is placing before you. Subscribe, leave your like, and share your thoughts. Because together we can be part of something much bigger. And this starts now, with you. Farsi madimi sikanmas, bitokse.